Let me tell you about myself. I enjoy reading creepypastas and watching videos on eerie video game secrets. Most creepypastas are pretty entertaining, and I always thought they were just fake. Oh, how I was so wrong. One creepy gaming thing I heard about was the Hell Valley sky trees from Super Mario Galaxy 2. But most people who knew about it really didn't give it much research. I did though, because I'm not an average person. I saw a video about a mysterious ghost that appears at the end of each Ghost House level in Super Mario 3D Land. If you wait a while at the flagpole area, a mysterious, misty face and thin body appears behind the fence, unreachable and untouchable. All it does is stare at you with two small soulless eyes, until it suddenly opens its previously unseen mouth, as if it was screaming, and just simply fades away. It was difficult to see in the video, but then I got my own copy of the game. Sure enough, I waited at one ghost house and the entity appeared. This story still has more, though. Another thing in Super Mario 3D Land is that while looking through binoculars, a feature in certain levels, in one level, one can see a UFO. Why did I tell you all that, you may wonder? Well, because some people theorize that the Hell Valley sky trees are some unknown aliens. I believe they came in that UFO in Super Mario 3D Land, and that they're those ghosts. But they're getting closer. That seems like a lot, but I still wanted to find out more about these trees, so I did just that. I went to get a copy of SMG2, and I immediately played until I could get to Shiverburn Galaxy. But when I went into first-person mode, they were not there. I was confused, so I went back to the regular third-person mode. What I saw made me shriek. The trees were standing around Mario, then they suddenly grabbed him and he screamed. Not a regular, sully scream like in the game. A blood-curdling scream of pure terror and shock. Suddenly, Mario just disappeared. Really, he was just gone. The figures turned their heads towards the screen. No, not the screen, they were staring at me. They didn't look normal either. Their eyes were a bright red, and they had disturbing lamprey-like mouths. Then, the death music played as the screen went to black, leaving their red eyes to leave last. Instead of me simply losing a life and getting back to playing, a message appeared. Seek no further, thou foolish man, in large, white letters. The letters seemed as if they were written by an expert calligrapher. Then the game began to act perfectly fine. I didn't get it. I asked myself, what just happened? Of course, I had no answer. I didn't care what that message said. I had to find out what in all things holy just happened. As I said, I was very interested in creepypastas, but I didn't want to know more because of that. I hadn't even thought of that. I was just confused, and I usually think logically, but I had no explanation for what had happened. I tried all that I could. I asked people on forums about it, but no one replied. I called the Nintendo offices. Again, no answer. I even tried hacking the game and looking at the files. Not one answer. I was still scared at this time. I had seen the event a day before. I tried to get info from people, and I just decided to get some sleep that night. Big mistake. That night, I had a nightmare, and I don't usually have nightmares. I saw nothing but blackness. Suddenly, 6 plain white eyes appeared in the dark, and they changed to glowing red. A fanged mouth appeared below each pair as I suddenly found myself against a corner in the dark, with each thing approaching me. Of course, I knew who these figures were, and then I woke up. I was hyperventilating and in a cold sweat. I looked at my window. It was still dark. About 3 a.m., I would say. I was scared, dazed, and confused, but I still wanted some answers. I was a fool. As they say, curiosity killed the cat. I was still breathing hard, and I slowly got up from my bed, turned on the light, and switched my TV on. I booted up my Wii, and then it was automatically on Super Mario Galaxy 2. The title screen was up for not even 2 seconds when it selected my file all by itself. I almost screamed when I saw the file. It was my Mii's face, but with no eyes and a frown. Its face was bruised and beaten, and I heard a scream from the TV once the file went away and the screen went black. The game was still acting weird as the game started up on Shiverburn Galaxy, where the trees were at originally. but not with Mario flying into the level and into the start. It somehow abruptly started on the cliff where the figure stared from, which is unreachable, and Mario just stood staring at a mysterious patch of light. I tried to use the nunchuck, but it was ice cold. No, it was colder than anything I've ever felt. I quickly pulled my hand back, as Mario just limped towards the patch of light. Somehow, once he set foot on it, he screamed in pain as the sickening sound of bones being violently snapped was heard, before he went completely pale and fell. Once again, the screen changed, and what I saw was horrifying. There was dead Mario, from just before, placed on the ground, and the three trees were standing over him, mouths opened and eyes staring right through me once more, with nothing but static sounds playing. The only thing illuminating them all was a dim red light, before the screen abruptly went to black. There was another message. We told thou to stop. Thou did not listen. Thou must pay for what thou hast done. Then, all of the power in the house cut off. That was a week ago. I am still scared, yet I have told nobody of my experience. If you are reading this, I have some advice. Don't try to find out about them. October 16, 2012. Homicide investigation. The paper above was found in the right pants pocket of the victim. The victim was found in the center of the living room. Investigators believe the cause of death was cardiac arrest, believed to have happened at the same time that all of the victim's ribs had been somehow broken. No weapons or suspects have been identified, and the case is suggested being deemed for dropping due to not having enough information. On further note, all televisions in the house have the same large, cracked pattern on the screen, and the only computer in the house cannot be turned on. A Wii console was found, but also cannot be turned on due to an unidentifiable disk melted to the inside of it. The image attached to this case file are the three figures described from the video game. No further clues could be found for this investigation.